Terrence sat on the cold concrete steps of an abandoned building in south-central Los Angeles, his backpack resting against his leg, filled with the last things he owned. A pair of worn sneakers, 2 shirts, a cracked phone barely holding, a charge, and a notebook with job applications that led nowhere. At 33, Terrence had seen more than most. Growing up surrounded by gang culture, he joined young. Not because he wanted to, but because it felt like the only option. For years, he survived the streets, ran with his crew, and made decisions that haunted him every day. But 2 years ago, everything changed. He lost his best friend, Malik, to a senseless shooting. That was the wake-up call. Terrence promised himself he was done. No more drugs, no more gangs, no more violence. He walked away from the life. What he didn't realize was that walking away from the streets didn't mean the struggle ended. It meant the struggle really started. He applied for job after job. No one wanted to hire a man with tattoos on his face and a criminal record longer than most people's resumes. Even the warehouse gigs, the fast food spots, all slammed the door in his face. The little money he had saved was gone within months. At first, he stayed with his cousin, sleeping on a couch in a 1-bedroom apartment already crowded with 2 kids. But stress grew. Arguments followed. "Bro, I love you, but I can't carry this no more. You gotta figure it out." And just like that, Terrence was homeless. Nights were spent behind dumpsters, in bus stops, or on the steps of buildings no one cared about. Days were survival, not against bullets anymore, but against hunger, cold, and the creeping voice that whispered, "This straight life ain't for you. You know how to make money. Just go back." But Terrence fought it, every day, refusing to go backwards. One afternoon, sitting outside a fast food spot with his phone plugged into an outlet, he scrolled through Instagram, trying to distract his mind. Laughter from memes, music videos. Then a live popped up. Snoop Dogg. Talking about giving back. Talking about the struggle. Talking about second chances. Without thinking, Terrence typed into the comments, "I left the streets. I'm homeless now, trying to go straight. Feels like I can't win." He hit send, then sighed. Ain't no way he sees this. But then, Snoop paused, squinted, leaned in. "Terrence from South LA. I see you, nephew. Yo, DM me. We gotta talk." Terrence's heart stopped. No way this real. His hands trembled as he opened his DMs. "Yo, big homie. I appreciate you even noticing me. This means everything." Snoop replied faster than he could believe. "Send me your number. I'ma hit you." For the next hour, Terrence stared at his phone, half expecting it to be a prank, half praying it was real. When the call came, unknown number, LA area code, his chest tightened. "Yo, this Terrence?" The voice on the line was smooth, calm, instantly recognizable. "Yeah, it's me. Who's this?" His voice cracked, even though he knew the answer. "It's Snoop, nephew. I saw what you wrote. Listen, I respect you, man. Takes a real one to walk away from that life. And I ain't about to let you fall through the cracks." Tears welled in Terrence's eyes. "Big homie, you don't even know how bad it's been. I've been trying. I really have. But the world ain't letting me move on." "I know how it is," Snoop said. "I seen it. Lived it. But check this. You ain't alone no more. I got you. Pull up to my spot tomorrow. Noon. We gon' figure this out." For the first time in a long time, Terrence felt hope. The next morning, after washing up in a gas station bathroom and scraping together change for the bus, Terrence stood outside the gates of Snoop's legendary compound. The gates opened slowly, revealing walls painted with murals of hip-hop legends, candy-painted lowriders, palm trees swaying, and the sound of bass leaking from the studio inside. There he was, Snoop Dogg himself. Tall, cool as ever, dressed in a blue flannel, sunglasses and a gold chain, smiling wide. "Aye, there he is. What's up, young king? Welcome to the doghouse." Snoop greeted him like family, not like some celebrity meeting a fan. Inside, the air smelled of incense and ambition. Platinum plaques lined the walls. Pictures of Snoop with legends, Tupac, Dre, Kendrick, Obama. But today wasn't about music. It was about purpose. "Look, nephew," Snoop started, leaning back in his chair. "You ain't the first to tell me this story. And sadly, you ain't gonna be the last. The system ain't built for us to win when we tryin' to change. But that's why I built this. We help each other. Out here, we family." Terrence nodded, overwhelmed. "I just need a shot, big homie. That's it. And that's what you gon' get." Snoop smiled. "First thing, you ain't sleeping on no sidewalk no more. I got a spot for you. Clean room, shower, real bed. Paid for. You rest tonight. Tomorrow, you start work." Snoop set him up with a week in a motel. Clean sheets, warm showers, no stress. And the next day, Terrence showed up at Snoop's warehouse, helping with merch, packing orders, learning the ropes. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. Honest money, and it felt good. Weeks turned into months. Terrence worked every shift like his life depended on it. Because truthfully, it did. He showed up early, stayed late. He saved. Found a small studio apartment. Nothing fancy, but his. For the first time in years, he had keys in his pocket, to his own door. But the grind didn't stop. Snoop's team saw how serious he was. They started teaching him more. Inventory systems, management, running logistics. Soon, Terrence wasn't just packing boxes. He was running parts of the warehouse. But Snoop wasn't done. One afternoon, after a long day, Snoop called him into the studio. "Yo, I've been thinking, nephew. Your story. Man, folks need to hear it. Not just a lil post, not just IG. Bigger than that. A documentary, a podcast, a real voice for the folks who think they invisible." Terrence hesitated. "Big homie, I ain't no celebrity. I'm just me." "Exactly," Snoop nodded. "That's why it's powerful." They filmed a short interview. Terrence told his story, the gangs, the nights on the sidewalk, the fight to stay straight. Raw. Honest. When Snoop posted it to his Instagram, the world reacted. Millions of views, comments flooded in. "Yo, I'm crying. Respect to this man. Bro. I was about to give up. This changed me. Snoop, thank you for showing us real heroes." Terrence's DMs filled, job offers, speaking invites, nonprofits wanting to collaborate. A year later, Terrence stood on stage at a youth conference. A sea of faces, teens from Compton, Watts, South LA, kids who looked just like him. Kids standing at the same crossroads he once faced. "I used to think the streets were the only place I mattered," Terrence said into the mic, voice steady. "But I was wrong. I matter here, I matter now, and so do you." The applause was thunderous. Snoop, standing backstage, wiped a tear from under his shades. "Proud of you, nephew. You did that." Terrence left the stage that night knowing something deeper than success. He was living proof that redemption was real. That struggle didn't define him. That his story wasn't over. It was just getting started. As the LA skyline blinked, in the distance, Terrence whispered to himself, "From the block to something bigger. Ain't no going back."